Okay. So I've got that recording now. My goodness. Okay. So, okay. Now, is everybody here? Is everybody here? 3.1.1. Robert is not. Everybody's here. Everybody's got their phones put away. Put it away? No, I'm joking. Put it away? Okay. So did Robert, did you get here?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone else is here? 3.1.1. Okay, again, we're doing this together. Okay? All right. So we are officially starting our text-based coding, which we are getting out of blocks completely. We are not using blocks anymore. We are out of the blocks. You have graduated to text-based coding officially. Okay?
Yay.
Yay. I know you're so excited. Okay. So here we go. So far, you have seen a few different block-based languages. In this lesson, we will continue to transfer the computational thinking skills you have gained into Python, which is a high-level language. High-level languages like Python offer more options and flexibility, as well as the opportunity to create code that works on multiple platforms. The block coding you have seen so far is translated into high-level languages like Python or JavaScript. From there, the programs that run the code continue to transform that code into a low-level language that the computer actually executes. Okay, so this is a good graph of what high-level and low-level languages mean, okay? Up here, you have application, software, and user data, okay? So what this is like, this is you going to a website, okay? This is you using a program, okay? So this is something that's easy for you to read, easy for you to get to, easy for you to understand, okay? That's the highest level language and computer ideas that you can get to, computer language, okay? Everybody understand that? Yes? No, maybe so? Okay, I can't tell if I don't know. Yes. Okay, all right. High-level language, Python and Java, so those are two examples. So that's what you type in. That's the code that you type in order to make the computer do what you want it to do, okay? So then we have low language and bits and bytes. So these two, I'll call both of these low-level languages. So this is where you have numbers, letters, and symbols that mean things. So you have like your letters and symbols that are in certain orders, and then you have your binary code, okay? And then of course you have your symbols and things down here that are even lower, okay? Does everybody understand the difference in the different levels and things like that? Yes? Dylan, Chandler, you guys understand? Okay. All right. Okay. So let's go here. All right. So what is the key difference between high-level languages and low-level languages? So we're going to select all that apply. So maybe there's more than one here that works. High-level languages are easier for a person to understand, but low-level languages are what a computer actually executes in. Is that a true statement? Who says yes?
I could be wrong.
Who says yes? Who says that's right? Who says it's wrong?
Okay.
Okay, the idea was participation points today, guys, right? Oh, yes. Participation points. We have to participate in order to earn the points. So what did we just talk about? So the idea is that high-level languages are easier for a person to understand, okay? Do you guys understand what MOV R1.5 means? Do you understand what all of these numbers like 06, 4B, 8B, 1C, D7 means? Do you know what 01, 01, 011, 011, all those mean? Do you know what all those mean?
Clearly.
Do you know what all those mean?
You say low level, you're meaning someone's lower, right?
No, I'm meaning computer code. This is what the computer reads. This is what we put into the computer so that we can tell the computer what to do. Yes, Dylan?
Maybe the low language.
Yes. Okay. So we put this in here. We put the high level language in the computer. The computer turns it into this because it's what it can read. Okay? So therefore, A is correct. Okay? High level language are highly abstracted from what a computer executes. Low level languages have little abstraction from what the computer uses. Is that a true statement? Why is it true, Jacob?
Because high level languages are highly abstracted from and low level languages have little abstraction. You just said that. You just said that the computer puts it in zeros and ones.
Yeah, but I said that for this one because the computer is what it actually. But why? But what is this? What does it do?
You put in letters, right? ABCD. The computer puts it in zeros and ones.
How does it do that though?
It's smart. It's a computer.
Okay, so does everyone understand how this works though? Does everyone understand what this means? Chandler, you understand what this means?
Yeah.
What does it mean? Sandra, do you understand what this means? It's okay. That's what we're doing this for. That's why we're doing this together because this is what I want us to go over because I don't want anyone to get lost. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's how this works. Okay, if I was to say, if I'm going to, and I had it up here a minute ago, but if I have print and I assign the value hello world to it, okay, what's it gonna do when I run it? It's gonna print hello world, right? Okay, we know that. This is what we type in because we as humans, this is how we understand the data, right? We as humans understand this data, yes? These are the words that we understand, okay? What's abstracted for us is the binary code that the computer reads, okay? The computer takes what we put in there and changes it to binary code, okay? So they go in and take all the, whatever, I don't know what the binary code for this is, but they go in and change all this to the ones and zeros that this would be. Okay? That's what the computer does. This right here, if this, I don't know, this is not right by any means. But this is what is abstracted by us putting this in here. Does that make sense? So the low level, this is the low level language. This is the higher level language. Okay? The binary, the zeros and ones are the low level language. Us typing it in and us writing it, typing it in with the stuff that we can understand and we can read, that's the higher level language. Everybody got, does that make more sense? Oh, this one? Does that help? Okay. Okay. All right. So, yes, the computer abstracts so by using high level language, we are abstracting that data. Okay. So think of it this way. Who's used Google Maps before? Okay. So when you use Google Maps, you can zoom out. You zoom out all the way and you've got a little red dot saying you are here. Yes? Okay. So that is considered a high level of data. High level language. Okay? But you zoom in, and you start seeing the streets. You start seeing highways and street names and everything. As you zoom in, you zoom in. Sometimes you can even see houses if you get satellite view, right? All right, so that is where we get the low level language because that's all the little details. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of think of it that way. Does that help? A little bit? Did you say that was a good analogy? All right, so let's see if we got this right. We got it right. Okay. So, I need to other stuff is not erased from last time. Okay, so if we look at, does anyone need a review of the code editor that we've used before? This right here. Hello? You need a review of this? Okay. So if you guys will click on this right here, the interactive code editor. All right. So the first thing I want you to do is down here, we're going to follow the instructions right here. We're going to click run. So that's the play button right here. So if I tell you ever to click run, you're going to hit the play button. Okay, so it is asking us what our name is. And so if we have this little thing over here that's blinking, this little cursor that is blinking, it's asking us to type something in. I'm going to type in my name. And then I'm going to hit enter because it's saying to press enter because we're following instructions down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forgot to fix that last time too. Okay. So when I hit enter, it says, "What's up, Miss Cox?" Yours probably says hello, right? Yes. Are you there, Dylan? Okay. All right. So if you go in there, if you go into this spot right here, you can change the message. So give me another message that I can put in there. Goodbye. Okay. I can run it again. And it says goodbye. Okay, it's really that simple. Okay, if you want to save it, you're going to come over here and you're going to download it. You're going to download it to your drive. Huh? So you download it to your drive when you download yours. Okay? Does anyone have any questions about the? Are you good? You sure? Okay. All right. Do what? Okay. No worries. Okay. So first things first, let's follow the instructions. Let's go step by step. There's only 9 things on here that we have to do. So we're going to do all this steps together. We're going to do all this together. So that I know everyone gets it done. All right, so let's type in print in the first line of the interactive code editor. So everybody type in print. Okay, and it also says, as you type, you will notice that the editor tries to provide you with the correct word. I've typed it so many times that it doesn't really do that for me anymore. But it does turn it pink, which means it's it's something that it already has in there. Okay. All right, now It's going to say finish the print statement. So your first line of code states print, I am coding in Python. So why don't you type that in there? When you type it in, you'll notice that your quotes will automatically make 2 quotes. Okay, and now we run it. Oh no, uh-oh, look at mine, look what mine did. Why did mine do that? Any ideas? I did? What did I do wrong? Huh? We'll come up here and look and see. What did I do wrong? Yes, awesome. I plagiarized. Both are there. What were you going to say, Dylan?
Oh, just say that
Oh, no, the quotes are there.
You press space on.
Robert, did you come up with anything?
Got the, third thing.
Nope, they're there. There is a space before the print. Yes. There is a space right there. So there was a space before the print. Yes, you have to put parentheses around I am coding in Python. So there was a space before the print. You have to be very, very careful about spaces and indents and things like that in Python, because if you don't, you will get error codes like that. So now when I run it, it says I'm coding in Python. So did everyone get, and it says I'm coding in Python. Everyone got it, and it says, and it printed out I'm coding in Python. Everyone got it? All right, here we go. So comment. In Python, any line that starts with a hashtag character is a comment, as well as any line that falls between a matching pair of 3 double quotes, also known as triple quotes to Python programmers. Okay, so this right here is a single line comment. So hashtag 1 line. This right here is a block comment. This spans across multiple lines. Okay, so if I was to take this, I'll just copy it and paste it because it's easier that way. Paste. So I have a single line comment. This just is exactly what it is. It's 1 line comment that just has information on it. This is a block of comments that gives information over several lines. Okay. It has nothing to do with the program itself. It is just information for you or another programmer that might be messing with your stuff. Okay. I can still hit run and it's going to do the exact same thing because it's not even going to look at that information in there. It's going to, that information does not have anything to do with the program. It is all of it. All it is notes, but you still have to have the hashtag in front of it or the 3 quotes in front of it and behind it. Okay. So, but comments are very, very important as your code gets bigger, because the bigger you're, and you'll know that, learn that next in the next lesson, because that's going to be a very big code. I don't know if y'all remember earlier in the some year when I showed you and I said, here's what I'm working on. And it was this huge bunch of code and everything. And I said, here's what I'm working on. You guys were like, oh my gosh. Yes, that's what you guys are going to be doing next lesson. So when you guys get to things that are that big, it's important that you have comments so you know like the iterations that you're on and where certain loops are, where certain functions are, so that you can kind of keep yourself straight. Okay, keep yourself organized. Okay. A single line comment. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a single line comment with your name to the top of the code. All right. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to add a single line comment with my name to the top of the code. That's what you guys are going to do. You're going to add a single line comment to with your name at the top of the code. And then I'm going to add another single line comment below my name so that it states the name and the version of the number of the program. Okay, so I'm going to do number first version Python 1. Okay, just like that. Does everybody have that? Everybody's got this? Okay. All right. So, all right, now you're going to add a multi-line comment into your code that describes what the code does. So you're going to, right here, like right in here where this is, you are going to describe in those 3 lines what this code does. So tell me in your own words what this code does. Tell me in your own words what this code does. Using multi-line comments. Oh, man. Is that the man? Mm-hmm. All right, everyone got their comment written down? Everyone's got their comment typed out? Yes, no, hello. Okay. All right, so save a copy of your code to your drive with your name and then Python 1. So save it as your name and Python 1 in your drive. Everybody good? Yay, nay, we're good, we're bad. Everyone's got their saved? The nodding of your heads is fine. Okay. All right. Okay, so New coding language, same concepts. So, over the next few activities, you will practice many of the same coding fundamentals you learned earlier in the course. This time, you will use Python 3 as your primary programming language, rather than switching between Python and blocks. Be sure to add your existing temp charts. So, those temp charts are talking about the vocab books that I gave you. You guys have got to start using those vocab books. This is why we have some people who don't understand things that are going on in class. Those vocab books you've got to start using, okay? Kind of like, feel like we're kind of, even though this is the last 9 weeks of school, this is kind of a new start because we're starting text-based coding, okay? So start those books, start writing in those books because we're going to cover a lot of the same stuff, a lot of the same vocabulary that we're using in text-based coding. It's going to be rediscovered again in this, okay? So if you haven't written stuff down, please write stuff down. Okay. As you develop code, make sure that you leave appropriate comments. This will make it much easier to help you. Okay. All right. So programming languages share the same concept, but each language might call a concept by a different name. Much of the vocabulary you have learned to date now needs to be refined for the Python language. Below are some familiar concepts you will see in a new language. Functions are blocks of organized, reusable code that perform a single action or related set of actions. This is something that you need to know, ladies and gentlemen, or my lady's not here today. But this is something that you need to know. Functions is very, very important, okay? You must know what functions do in Python, okay? You cannot live without knowing what functions do in Python. You have to know what they are. You have to know what they do, okay? Python has many built-in functions, making it easier to use. These are like the blocks in MIT App Inventor. Variables. What are variables? What are variables? They store information. It's no different here. Variables store information. They store data. Okay, they have information in there. Okay, there are buckets. Remember the buckets? There are buckets of information. Okay. Values can be a number or a word. So variables, they hold our values. Okay. And strings. What are strings? Text. Strings are our text. And they are always highlighted by quotations. Quotes. Quotes. Okay. All right. So let's review the code below. DEF. If you see something with DEF in front of it, please remember that that is an automatic code to, that is automatic, I guess, signal to you that you are looking at a function. Okay. DEF means function. All right. What comes after it is the function name. And then everything underneath it is what the function does. Okay. So if I look at number 9, tell me what the name of the function is. What's the name of the function? Don't open up what did you see. Just tell me the name of the function. Text prompt. Right. Okay, where is it calling the function? At the very bottom. Number 5. Line number 5. Huh? Not quite. Where's the variable? What is the variable? Name. Name is the variable. What are the strings? Hello, and what is your name? Okay, and what are the data types? Hello world, are you out there? What are the data types? Those are strings. Don't give up. No one? I got nobody. This corner got awfully quiet over here. You guys got awfully quiet. You got nothing? Yeah, a lot. Maybe.
They are.
I'm asking for confidence from you guys. You guys are asking, you're answering questions with a question. I'm asking you a question.
Okay, it's the string.
Okay. Strings. All right. There you go. Strings. Very good. Strings. The data types are strings, not hello world or hello. It is a string, but you say string because string is a data type, not the entire thing. String. All right. As you continue in this unit, the essential coding concepts you have seen before will become more clear. All right. As you've learned before, as you learn through this course, coding professionals use many terms interchangeably, which makes learning to program hard sometimes. With use over time and more examples, you will begin to understand the language of coding professionals. All right, that is it. That is all of 3.1.1. Wasn't that easy? Yeah? Any questions on 3.1.1? No. Any questions? No questions? No questions. All right, 3.1.2. 3.1.2. All right. So here's the deal, Leo. I will give you a choice. So I will give you the same choice that I gave my last class. So we can start this one together, or you guys can start this one on your own. Anyone else? Robert, are you going to put your phone away? Thank you. Okay, start this together, or you guys want to start this on your own? Does anyone else have an opinion? We know what Jacob thinks. Okay. All right, we'll start this one together. All right, so 3.1.2. All right, 3.1.2. All right, so again, we're going to be applying coding fundamentals. We're going to be talking about variables and conditionals. What are variables again? Stores information. Okay, and conditionals. What are conditionals? Conditionals. What are conditionals?
It's like the pieces of if something.
If then statements, yes. Okay, if then, yes. Okay. All right. So essential concepts we're going to be looking at are algorithms, variables, arguments, procedures, strings, concatenation, and logic. You've seen all these before. You're just going to get a very big overview on these. Okay. So, oh, she's coming in. I got to talk with this teacher. So I actually am going to let you guys look at this for a little bit, and then and then we'll go over it. So I want you to work on the first few to get, you guys can use your partners, use people close to you to get an idea. And then I'll see where you are here in a few minutes, okay? How's that? Okay, yes, Dylan? Yes. Okay, so you guys got to number 7 on your own. So did you guys understand what it means by the naming convention standards? Did you read all this? Because this is kind of important, okay? You understand what it means with the underscore and the camel case? You understand what that means? You guys are not moving your heads one way or another, so I don't know if you understand. Do you understand what that means? No. Okay. So underscore case obvious is when you are dividing 2 words using the underscore. Okay. The underscore is that you put shift and the dash button. Okay. Up at right beside the 0 key on your computer. All right. Camel case is a lot of times you can see this in like you saw this in your MIT App Inventor. You also can see this a lot in JavaScript. Camel case, what that does is it combines 2 words together. And the second word, instead of having a space between them, the second word is capitalized, therefore creating a hump in the word. So it creates a camel, like a camel's hump. Okay, that's why it's called camel case. All right. So it's just a way for you to read things clearer, okay, when you're working. All right. And everyone knows what syntax is? Everyone knows what syntax is? Hello, people. Syntax? Okay. All right. So the variable name. So we obviously have the variable name and then the value or expression that it's assigned to. Okay. If cannot be a variable name. If can never be a variable name. So don't ever name a variable if. Okay. Did you guys answer this question here? Is the equal sign an assignment operator or an equality operator? Guys, are you still with me? What'd you guys say? Is the equal sign an assignment operator or an equality operator? What is it?
No.
The equal sign is an equality operator?
No.
It's an assignment operator. Okay, the equal sign does not mean equal to. Okay, so when you're putting something, when it says equal, it means that you're assigning something that value. Okay, so think of it this way. If I created a variable that said name, then when I'm putting the equal sign there, what I'm saying is I am saying name, and I'm assigning the value of name 0. Okay, so when that equal sign goes there, that's what I'm saying. I'm assigning the name, assigning the value. I'm assigning the variable name the value of 0. Okay. All right. Did you guys do this one? Did you guys predict, or did you guys just hit run and see which one it did? For number 1. Are you guys all not talkie now? You were talkie a little bit ago. Which one prints? Huh? Geese. Why does geese print?
It's over like it doesn't. Oh no.
What? I hear whispers. What?
It overrides it, so,
It's the last one that it sees.
yeah. So like.
Did you do it with the hashtag in front of it? So if I made it a comment and so that it wasn't going to read it, it's going to print 3.0. So then it's not going to matter then because it won't read geese because geese won't be the last one. The last one will be 3.0. Yeah. So don't name variables the same thing. Don't have 3 variables that are named the same thing. That will confuse your computer. It will confuse your program. Okay? You want to make sure that all your variables are different. They're different names. Okay. And that's what we just did. We added the hashtag in front of the lines to so that it would take out the code. Okay. Now, this is where my last class got it was a little tough to, this is where things got a little bit confusing. Did you all understand the types, functions, and nesting? Did you all understand what this meant? Okay, so Python has pre-built functions. These are just some of them. Okay, the print key, we obviously know what that is. So what it means is that Python has pre-built these things. And so all you have to do is type these in and it automatically will pull these functions from the Python code database out there in the cloud. And it will automatically take this function and make it work. Okay? So you don't have to recreate the function of print. You don't have to recreate the function of type. You don't have to recreate the function of absolute. You don't have to recreate the function of any of that stuff. Okay? All right. So, and then a variable can be many different types of data. So a variable does not always have to be a number. A variable can also be a string. A variable can be a float. A variable can be anything. It can be any kind of data type. So did you all do this one? Number 3. Do not hit run. What do you think that's going to print? What is that going to do? First of all, where's the variable? What's the variable name? What's the variable name? Number 3. Mystery underscore value. Yes. Okay. What is the value assigned to mystery underscore value? Okay, we've got hello world. We've got a string, hello world. Okay. So our program is telling us to print what? Print the variable. What's it going to print? The data type that's in the parentheses. You are absolutely right. So what's it going to tell us? That it's a string. You're absolutely right. So it's going to tell us that it's a string. Okay, if we took out the type, we erased it and did it again, it would just print hello world. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions? Questions?